Thank you. Developments now in the 2010 race for governor. A big name is out. Word coming in that Lieutenant Governor John Cherry will not run for governor later this year. 24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin is live in Lansing this noon with what we're learning. Rick?
I think it's important to remember that the lieutenant governor's camp has not made this official yet, but we have talked to people very close to the campaign, close to the lieutenant governor. The Associated Press is quoting people very close to the lieutenant governor's campaign and the Democratic Party. All indications are that John Cherry will drop out of the race. He is a marquee player for the 2010 race for governor for the Democrats. So this is, to use one of those overused phrases, a game changer for Decision 2010. Initially, the indications are that there were some problems with fundraising or getting money into the campaign coffers. That's not unusual in this election cycle. We've heard from a lot of people that raising money is very difficult out there, and it's kind of economics 101. When times get tough, some of the first things that go away are discretionary spending. Most people would look at campaign contributions as discretionary spending. So raising money may indeed be difficult. But it also changes a lot of other things if John Cherry is out of this race. For one, Republicans were geared up to run against Jennifer Granholm, meaning that John Cherry would have a very hard time separating himself from the governor that he served as lieutenant governor for 8 years. So now that apparently is going to be off the table, so it changes the game for Republicans too. But it is Democrats today who are still trying to comprehend what all of this means. I talked with a Lansing area state representative just a few moments ago. And if Lieutenant Governor John Cherry is indeed out of this race, what does that mean for Democrats going into this election?
Well, it is certainly a huge surprise, and what I'm sure it will mean is that people who had some thoughts, some considerations across the state, and we have a number of excellent Democrats who would be well prepared to be governor, as they were not considering it or stepping forward, that they are now, I bet there are a lot of people right now giving some thought to throwing their hat in the ring.
So this is the first big development in the governor's race in 2010, in a year that I think you're going to see a lot of big developments. Of course, everything is on the table for this year's race, and it will be interesting to see what this development, if it indeed is what we expect it to be, that is Lieutenant Governor John Cherry dropping out of this race, and what that will mean. We'll continue to follow it. We're live in Lansing. Back to you.
Okay, Rick, one of the things that might mean is some other people could now jump in because he was considered a front runner. Any comments on that this noon?
Well, I think it does make a very interesting playing field now for a number of Democrats. Alma Wheeler-Smith, former state senator, current state representative, well-known, well-respected, very knowledgeable about the running of state government, was already in this race, but she'd been overshadowed to some degree by the lieutenant governor. Now I think Alma Wheeler-Smith is somebody that people will start looking at from the Democratic side. Also, Virg Monero, former state legislator, current mayor of Lansing, has already formed an exploratory campaign. That means almost certainly he is going to run even before this announcement. And Andy Dillon, Speaker of the House, has flirted with the idea, though he's never made a commitment to run. This could certainly have an impact on what he decides to do. But that's not all. There are a lot of Democrats out there. There are over 60 of them in the House, more than 15 in the Senate. Any of them may decide to jump into this race. A lot of former legislators, mayors. And what about the congressional delegation? There are a lot of former congressmen who are now serving as mayor. On the Republican side, you have one congressman giving up his seat to run, I should say serving as governor. You have one Republican who is giving up his seat to run for governor, and that could happen. Bart Stupak, who represents the UP, has long been rumored to want some kind of a statewide office. So this could change the whole scene when it comes to the race for governor in 2010.
Okay, Rick, thank you for that.